Yeah, good morning, students. Now, in the last class, we have seen magnetic dipole moment and torque on a current loop. Clear? Magnetic moment formula we have seen for single loop I into A, area of the coil or the loop. I is the current passing through the loop. Next, torque experienced by the loop, we have seen N, I, A, B sin theta. There N is the number of turns, I is the current through the coil, A is the area, B is the magnetic field, theta is the angle between area vector and magnetic field. Clear? Now we will see the example problem 11. A 100 turns closely wound a 100 turns closely wound circular coil of radius 10 cm carries a current of 3.2 ampere. What is the field at the center of the coil? What is the magnetic moment of the coil? The coil is placed in a vertical plane and is free to rotate about horizontal axis, which coincides with its diameter. A uniform magnetic field of 2T in the horizontal direction exists, such that initially the axis of the coil in the direction of the field. The coil is rotated to an angle of 90 degree under the influence of the magnetic field. What are the magnitude of torque on the coil in the initial and final position? What is the angular speed required by the coil when it has rotated by 90 degree? The moment of inertia of the coil is 0.1 kg per meter square. Don't worry, the question is looking lengthy, but if we split into question wise, then we will get the answers for all questions. First we need to understand the question. Now, number of turns given. This is question number, example problem 11. Number of turns, n is equal to 100. Radius, they mentioned in a closely wound with circular coil. R is equal to coil radius, they mention radius they are mentioning means it is a circular coil, 10 centimeter. This converted into meter, 1 into 10 power minus 2 meter. Carries current I, how many amperes? 3.2 amperes. What is the field at the center? B is the question mark at center. Next, what is the magnetic moment of the coil they asked? M is equal to question mark. Here this is R is 10 centimeter. I have written only one. This is 10 into 10 power minus 2. Okay, first question is A is what? Magnetic field at the center. Second question is what? Magnetic moment. So they mention radius. What does it mean? The shape of the coil is circular. Circular coil magnetic field formula is what? P is equal to mu naught I by 2R. This is for single turn. We have a number of turns, so multiply with N. Clear? Then sum to the values. 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into I value 3.2 into number of turns 100 by 2 into 10 power minus, sorry, it is 2 already there, 10 power minus 5 written 10. 10 into 10 power minus 2. Clear? Now cancel this 2 ones, 2 twos, 2 pi into, here 10 minus 1 is there, R you can cancel 10. 10 power minus 2 goes up, it will become plus minus 7 plus 2. 10 power minus 5 into 3.2 into 10. Now this is 2 pi into 3.2 into 10 power minus 4. And this you simplify, you will get the answer. the given answer is B is equal to this is, what is that answer? 2 into nearly equal to 2 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla. Reason is this is 3.2, pi value is 3.142. You multiply 3.2 into 3.142. What do you get? Almost it is 10. 10 into 10 power minus 4. 1 0 will goes, then you will get 10 power minus 3. 2 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla. Then first question is over. Next, second question. Magnetic moment formula. What is that? In the last class we have seen N, A, I. N is the number of turns, A is the area, I is the current. Number of turns. Actually, A is area here, but which shape they given? Circular shape. So this is number of turns as it is. Area of the circle is pi r square into I. Number of turns is 100. Pi as it is. R value is 10. 10 into 10 power minus 2 whole square into, what is the current? 3.2. Already same phenomenon, same consideration we will take here. Pi into 3.2. We are considering 10. Pi into 3.10. 10 square 100. 10 power minus 2 square is 10 power minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be cancelled. 10 ampere meter square. What is this? Magnetic moment. Clear? Now, this magnetic moment direction, how do we decide? This is very simple. If you take any coil, any shape of the coil, if current carries like this I, what do we take? We need to keep the thumb in the direction of current and curl it. So fingers is coming out of. We need to curl into the area side. We don't curl outside. This is not, this loop cover the area, occupies area inside, not outside. So curl the finger into the area. Then what is that? This is coming out. Means magnetic moment coming out of the body. It's acting this area, this plane. This magnetic moment acts perpendicular to plane. Understand? Its magnetic moment always parallel to the area vector. Perpendicular to the plane or parallel to the area vector. It decides, who decides the direction of magnetic moment? Current I decides. If suppose this is anti-clockwise, let us say, clockwise, then keep the thumb, curl the fingers into the area. Now moving in, means magnetic moment will act backside. Clear? Current decides the magnetic moment direction. Now next part, what did they ask? The coil is placed in a vertical plane and is free to rotate about the horizontal axis. Okay, now the coil is placed in a vertical plane and free to rotate about the horizontal axis, coincides with the diameter. That, see, if you take the plane like this, the ring placed like this. Okay, clear? Now magnetic field acting along this direction. This is P. Okay, for magnetic moment of this ring also act in this direction. This is M. Clear? Now, what is the angle between field and magnetic moment? Theta is equal to 0. In this case, they ask the task. What did they ask? Initial task they ask, initial position. So, tau is equal to mb sin theta. So, theta is 0, torque 0. Second situation, the same plane. Field they mentioned, they did not change. P is direction is this one. This coil rotates like this, 90 degree. Initially vertical, now it's turned 90 degree. Magnetic moment will act like this. Now the angle is equal to 90 degree. Then tau is equal to mb sin theta. Substitute m value, b value, we will get the answer. Already they given in this case 2 Tesla they mentioned in that question. Magnetic field B is how many Teslas? 2 Tesla. And m did they mention? So we already calculated. Take m as it is. Okay. What is the m value? 2 or 10 into 10 power minus 2. So then, sorry, only 10. Now this is 2 into 10 sin 90 1 20 Newton meter. Clear? Yeah, 20 Newton meter. Now what did they ask? Third question. What is the angular speed acquired by the coil when it has rotated by 90 degree? The moment of inertia of the coil is 0.1 kg meter square. Next, what they asked, third in that, if consider third question, then they asked what is the angular speed? Angular speed means omega. And moment of inertia I is given as 0.1 kg meter square. The moment of inertia of the coil. What is the angular speed acquired by the coil is rotated by? Theta is equal to 90. Okay, this we need to calculate. This is very important. Clear? Now, why this coil is rotating? Due to torque. Now, torque is equal to mv sin theta. What is the torque formula in terms of moment of inertia? Torque is equal to I alpha. Okay, what is alpha? Alpha is angular acceleration. This we can write alpha is equal to rate of change of angular velocity. Clear? So there are the omega, information given theta. Clear? This we can express in, we need to express in terms of theta. So this alpha is equal to dw by d theta into d theta by dt. Another form. See, if d theta cancels, what do we get? D omega by dt. Clear? It's not w, it is omega. Clear? Now, alpha is equal to d omega by dt. This is rate of change of angular displacement is what? Angular velocity. Now, this alpha substitute here and this substitute in this expression. Now we will get the answer. Now I am substituting in that formula. I alpha is what? D omega into d omega by dt into omega is equal to mb sin theta. Clear? So this I write I omega d omega mb sin theta d theta. Okay? They are asking omega. So this we need to integrate. What is the angular rotation? To 90. Actually, initially there is no angular velocity when theta is 0. What would be the angular velocity when theta is equal to 90? So this I can write like this. First write this I omega integration d omega is equal to integration mb sin theta d theta. So when theta is equal to 0, omega initial is 0. When theta is equal to 90, omega final question mark. So this integration limits, how do we write? Omega is, sorry, this omega we need to write here integration omega. Now Now this I moment of inertia is constant omega. We can write initial to final limits omega into d omega is equal to, in this mb is constant integration sin theta d theta. What is the angular displacement limits? 0 to 90, or you take it pi by 2. Now x dx integration is what? X square by 2. So this we can write I omega square by 2 initial and final limits sin theta integration minus cos minus nb cos theta limits 0 to 5. Clear? What is initial angular velocity? This is nothing but 0. Then this we will get I omega final square by 2 is equal to minus mb sin, this is cos 9 pi by 2 minus cos 0. Now this is cos pi by 2 0, cos 90 0, cos 0 1, minus 1 into minus plus. So this is mb I omega final square by 2. So this we can write I omega final square is equal to 2nb. Omega final is equal to 2nb by I under root. Clear? Then substitute the values, you will get the answer. Don't forget, I given how to get the formula, substitute that. So this is very, very important model. That's what I explained. Clear? Okay, now circular current loop as a magnetic dipole. It's the next concept. Okay, what is magnetic dipole? We will see now. Circular current loop as a magnetic dipole. How that we will see. Already we have seen magnetic field on the axis of the current loop. That we derived B is equal to mu naught I A by 4 pi x square plus r square whole power 3 by 2. Clear? Is this correct? Take it once. So here 2 mu naught I A by 4 pi x square plus r square whole power 3 by 2. A is the area of the loop. A is equal to pi r square. Clear? On the axis, when x is equal to 0, already this we have seen B is equal to, when x is equal to 0, what happens? This is 2 mu naught I A by this value 0, then this is 4 pi r cube. Clear? Understand? So this is magnetic field on the axis of the, this is at the center of the current loop. This is on the axis. Now the same, if you take the electric field due to dipole, for short dipole, we have there 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by x cube. Clear? For short dipole. For long dipole, again you will get this kind of terms are there, x square plus r square whole power. Clear? Whole power 3 by 2. Same. For this short dipole, and this is magnetic field and the circular loop. If you compare these two equations, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught constant. Here these constant. 2 is there, 2 is as it is. Mu naught by 4 pi, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught constant. Clear? X cube, r cube is there. If this P is what? Dipole moment. What is there in dipole moment place? IA. So here P is dipole moment. In this place, what is there? IA. This we call it as electric dipole. This we call it as magnetic dipole moment. So this we will express M is equal to IA. This is the magnetic dipole moment. So where this field we taken? Circular current loop. So circular current loop acts like a dipole. It has magnetic dipole moment. Whenever a current passing through a loop, that loop acts like a dipole. It has dipole moment. Thus dipole moment formula is current into area. Understand? So comparative study. See, similar. There electric dipole moment P. Here it is leads to what? Magnetic dipole moment. Clear? Understand? See the field formula on the axis, at the center for sharp dipole. Clear? These are comparatively equal. See, if you see the equations, torque experienced by the dipole, electric dipole. What is that? PE sin theta. What is in magnetic field? Tau is equal to MB sin theta. Clear? See, these two are similar. Okay, don't confuse. Clear? That's all. This is how the current loop acts like a magnetic dipole. We have seen. You can see in the textbook comparatively equations. That was there in the page number 160 and 161. Clear? Now, magnetic dipole moment of a revolving electron. Clear? So, take a hydrogen atom. The center, we have a positive charge. Z is the atomic number. Now, electron is E is revolving in a fixed R is a fixed R is the radius of this fixed orbit. Clear? Now it has a mass that is ME moving with velocity V. Now electron is moving in this orbit. Clear? So moving charges, what we call it as? If the charge moves, if charge flows, that's said to be a current. This acts like a current loop. Then whenever a current passing through the loop, it has magnetic dipole moment. We have seen in the previous topic, and in the torque also we have seen F directly. After that, in the previous explanation I have given M. Now, how do we write this magnetic moment formula for this? That is, according to previous discussion, M is equal to current into area. Now current I as it is, area is area of this loop, radius fixed, so R. So this is pi R square. Now first we need to, next pi R square is over, next we need to find I. I is what? Already studied in current direction, charge flow, that is Q by T. Here charge is what? Electron by time. Time to T is the time to complete one revolution. Okay? Then how do you find this time? We will find using velocity. Velocity is equal to distance by time. So time is equal to distance by velocity. Time we did not consider here. We take in our consideration, we took velocity v, mass of electron mv. So we need to eliminate time t. So t is equal to distance traveled in one revolution is 2 pi r by v. Now this t substitute here, we will get current. Current is equal to, if you substitute this here, E by 2 pi r by V. V goes up. Then I is equal to EV by 2 pi r. Now this I substitute here. EV by 2 pi r into pi r square. Pi cancel, 1 r cancel. This is EV r by 2. Magnetic moment of electron in a fixed orbit. Clear? This how do we decide? Using, see, depend on the current direction. Now, electron move in this direction, how the current will act? Opposite to the electron motion. Means current will take in this direction, if the thumb curl into the fingers, into area. This is moving in, means magnetic moment act backside. Understand? So, this is what magnetic moment. This we use instead of m for electron orbiting particles, we use mu. Mu is equal to EV r by 2. Clear? Understand? This is magnetic moment of the electron. So now we are going to find the relation between angular momentum of the electron and magnetic momentum of the electron. For that, I am dividing and multiplying with mass of electron. Multiply and divide with mass of electron above equation. Then what do we get? Mu is equal to EME. Don't confuse this mass of electron, suffix small. MV EVR by 2 ME. Clear? Now this they multiplied and divided. Now mu is equal to this I can write E by 2 ME into MEVR. This is already studied in first PU. Linear. This is what? Angular momentum. What did you study in first PU? L is equal to R cross P. R into MV. Radius, mass, velocity. Use what? Angular momentum. So this we will write mu is equal to E by 2 ME into L. Here we will give the sign minus because angular momentum and magnetic moment both are in opposite direction. Clear? Understand? So this we do expect for 3 marks or 5 marks. Derive the relation between magnetic moment and angular momentum of revolving electron. Or we do expect derive the magnetic moment, dipole moment of a revolving electron. Very simple, we follow the formulas only. M is equal to IA, A is area, I is current. Don't write this all. This all not required. You can write directly. Understand? I is equal to EV by 2 pi r. That I value substitute here. You will get EV r by 2 up to magnetic moment. If they ask relation, then follow this. Divide and multiply and substitute. And these both are in opposite in direction. Magnetic moment and angular momentum of the electron. Now, extension of this. L move this side. What you will get? Mu by L. This is equal to E by 2 N E. So this we call it as gyromagnetic ratio. Gyromagnetic ratio, magnetic moment or magnetic ratio. What is that? Mu by L is equal to gyromagnetic ratio. And the value if you substitute E value, ME value 2, you will get 8.8 into 10 power 10. E is a charge mass, so coulomb per meter. This is gyroscopic, gyromagnetic resistance. This is mass, I written M. Mass unit is K. Here now, another formula. According to Bohr's second postulate, angular momentum formula. What is that? Angular momentum is quantized. What is that? L is equal to NH by 2 pi. You already studied angular momentum quantization in Bohr's postulates. L value substitute in this expression. Then mu is equal to, if you substitute this L here, E N H by 2 M E. Already 2 is there, we will get 4 ME came pi. This is called Bohr magneton. What is that? E N H by 4 ME pi is called Bohr magneton. Clear? Now the Bohr magneton, if you substitute the values, that value is 9.27. What is that? 9.27 into 10 power minus 24. If you write the units you can write again same E by M H. If all we will write that all units are ampere. Already this is mu, nothing but very simple. This is mu, ampere meter square. Understand? Okay? So, in your chemistry, this they given orbital magnetic moment. You are studied, clear? This is due to revolving of electron, it possesses magnetic moment. And the electron possesses also another magnetic moment, that is due to spin. That you studied as the spin quantum number there, clear? But electron, when revolving like this, it possesses this magnetic moment, and that we call it as a Bohr magneton. This is also magnetic moment only in terms of Planck's constant, clear? Now, due to spin of the electron, it possesses magnetic moment that you will see in higher classes. Clear? Next topic is moving coil galvanometer. So you already seen this galvanometer in the meter bridge and potentiometer. Clear? Wheatstone bridge network connected between the two junctions. Clear? If galvanometer shows zero deflection, what does it mean? No current flows through the circuit. Clear? So galvanometer is used to check the current flowing in the circuit or not. So how this galvanometer works we will see now. Now it consists of a cylindrical magnetic field. Radial magnetic field, sorry, not cylindrical. It is a radial magnetic field. So this is North Pole and South Pole. Radial field means field lines act along the radius. See, this is looking like what? Circle. So field acts from north to south. If you draw any line perpendicular to the curve, that passes like this. Here. This is called what? Radial field, like this. Any line, if you take that, passes through the center or that acts along the radius. So this field we call it as a radial field. In this radial field, we will fix a cylindrical ferromagnetic surface, a cylinder. Clear? These two are what? Magnets. In this region, what we will place? We will place a solid cylinder.
See here, this one. Soft iron, it is a ferromagnetic material. Clear? Over this, what was there here? This copper frame. See here, you will, okay, one rectangular or square, whatever may be, it's a rectangular, a copper windings are there. This is free to rotate over the cylinder, ferromagnetic material. Clear? Understand? See this here, that drawing this is not possible on that, that's what I am showing this device. Cylindrical soft iron, over this a copper winding frame is free to rotate. Clear? Over this you will find a point of red color, when this shows the deflection. Clear? Understand? So here, what was there? A rectangular frame there on this. Clear? It is a coil. Understand? In a radial field, we place a soft iron, soft iron cylinder. Over that, we have a rectangular frame. This will be placed like this. Actually, it looks like this. Clear? Understand? This is a point. When current flows, it shows the deflection. Clear? Now, this is a coil, and over the what you have seen. For this frame, we have a pointer that will show reading on deflection on the scale. Clear? This is pointer. Permanent magnet. These two are permanent magnets. Permanent magnets. These are the not permanent magnets. Clear? Now uniform radial. This is what? Uniform radial field. Uniform radial field. Clear? Now, what happens when current passing through these two terminals? Here you have a black and red whites. Two knobs are there. Clear? When current passes through this, what happens? This cylinder placed in a uniform radial field. Then this is a rectangular loop. Already we have seen a rectangular loop placed in a magnetic field. What happened? It experienced torque. So radial field is always acting perpendicular to the everywhere it is acts perpendicular to the what? Acts along the perpendicular to the plane of the area or along the area of this loop. Clear? Now the maximum torque experienced by the coil is what? We have seen BIN. B is the magnetic field, this radial field. I is the current passes through these wires. N is the number of loops. See here on the copper windings on the frame. And A is this area, rectangle area. This is maximum torque experienced by this coil. See, as soon as current passes, it deflects like this. When I remove the current, then it comes to its original position. See, when current passes, it deflects. As soon as current is we switched off the circuit, then what happened? It comes to its original position. What does it mean? In this coil, see here, a counterclock will develop. Understand? Due to Thoresen thread is there, that develops the counterclock. So this we will write K into theta, or we call it as a restoring torque, or phi. Phi is the deflection. That deflection we will see on the scale. K is the restoring constant of the Thoresen thread, and in this we have a spring. Okay, circular spring is there, that spring constant. That spring brings back this pointer to its original position. When current passes, it deflects. When current stops, it comes to its original position. Understand? Because counterclock. So this torque is balanced by the counter torque, that is BIN. Now make it phi subject to phi. If you make it subject to, this is BNA by K into I. So phi is directly proportional to I. Clear? Understand? If you take it this small k and this is, we take it as a k, capital K, BNA by small k. This is galvanometer constant. Understand? So the reflection in the galvanometer phi is directly proportional to current passing through the galvanometer or strength of the currents. So this video I expect for 5 marks. Explain galvanometer. So draw the figure and maximum torque you write. K phi is the restoring torque developed in the horizontal thread or spring. K is the constant, restoring force constant. Phi is the deflection. Clear? Deflection in the sense it is rotation. Understand? So this is the galvanometer formula and principle. Now we will see conversion of MCG to ammeter. MCG means moving coil galvanometer. So why did they call moving coil galvanometer? Reason, here coil is moving, that's all, very simple. Coil is moving. So only galvanometer it is used to detect the current in the circuit. Same galvanometer we can convert into ammeter to measure the current. Galvanometer to detect the current. Ammeter it's measure the current, means what is the strength of the current in the circuit. Then how do we convert this MCG moving coil galvanometer into ammeter? So the circuit is, this is a galvanometer and it has resistance. This we take it as a galvanometer resistance. Clear? Now this we can convert into ammeter by connecting small resistance in parallel. Okay, this is small resistance. Yes. So this clear. So now this is ammeter. We do expect a question, 1 mark question. How do you convert MCG to ammeter? Moving coil galvanometer to ammeter. We convert the moving coil galvanometer into ammeter by connecting small resistance in parallel with MCG. Understand? Don't forget, small resistance parallel. The connecting S is depend on the measuring the current. Okay? Ammeter measures the current. It's depend on our convenience. Clear? We want to measure lowest currents, minimum possible currents, then that's depend on S, not on G. Okay? By varying S, we can change the range of the ammeter. Then how do we find this equation? Let us say a current I is passing. Here current is splitting. This is you take it IG and this you take it IS. Clear? Now we are interested to find the S. This galvanometer and S are G and S are which combination? Parallel. In parallel combination, what is constant? Potential is constant. Let us say this is junction A, junction B. Potential at A is equal to potential at B because reason is parallel combination. Clear? Understand? What is the potential expression? Potential is equal to V is equal to I R. Clear? So what is the potential drop across AB? Current IG and resistance G. So this we will write IGG across this potential IS, yes. Clear? Now next, what is the total current at junction A? I is equal to IG plus IS. Clear? From this you make it IS subject to IS is equal to IGG by yes. This IS value substitute here. I is equal to IG plus IGG by
Yes. I is equal to Ig, take it common, 1 plus G by S. 1 plus G by S is equal to I by Ig. Then G by S is equal to I by Ig minus 1. They are asking S. S is equal to G by I by Ig minus 1. Using this expression, we will find S. Clear? Galvanometer current Ig, new current measurement. Clear? This is Ig, old current, new current measurement Ig. Substitute Ig, we will get S value. Suppose galvanometer is measuring 0 to 1 ampere. Clear? 0 to 1 ampere initially. Then we wish to find same galvanometer to measure 0.1 ampere. Clear? Initially, maximum we measure 1, or you take it 0 to 10. Clear? Now we wish to find it is up to measurement 0.1. Then in that case, what we need to change? Yes, change. When 10 is there, yes is yes. Now we are interested to make it to measure the galvanometer 0.1. What we need to change? Yes, we need to change. So how do we get it? Yes is equal to G as it is by I value is what? 10 by what is the new value? 0.1 minus 1. S is equal to G by, this is 100 minus 1, G by 99. If you connect G by 99 ohm, instead of old S, we will get, then this ammeter going to measure 0.1 ampere. Previously 10 amperes they measure, now it can measure 0.1 ampere. Why? We changed the yes. So this is very important formula to find the yes, and we do expect questions in competitive on this formula. Understand? Clear? Next we do expect one more question on this this current sensitivity. Current sensitivity means deflection per current, unit current. So deflection is phi, current is I. Phi by I we call it as deflection per unit current. In the previous derivation, what did we see? Phi is equal to N B A by K into I. I goes this side. Phi by I is equal to N B A by K. This is called current sensitivity. Then how do we change current sensitivity? Increasing the number of turns, increasing the magnetic field, increasing the area, and decreasing the restoring constant. Understand? Increasing number of lines, number of loops, number of turns, magnetic field B, area, and decreasing restoring constant. Remember, current sensitivity means deflection per unit current. From this formula we got expression, and on this formula also we do expect questions in competitive exams. Okay, and the previous description, previous expression we have seen conversion of MCG to ammeter. Now voltmeter. Voltmeter is used to measure the voltage. Clear? So, how do we convert this voltmeter? MCG to voltmeter. This is galvanometer. It has resistance G. We need to connect new resistance or large resistance R in series. Then this called voltmeter. Understand? MCG to converting voltmeter. How? By connecting high resistance in series. For ammeter, low resistance in parallel.
per voltmeter, I resistance in series. Then we do find the resistance equation now. Now current I is passing through the galvanometer. Same current will pass through G as well as R. Because they are which connection? It is a series combination. Series combination is current passing through all resistors remains same. Now potential. We are finding potential. So potential equation is what? V is equal to IR. Here R is not this one. Here it is resistance, total resistance. Here R total. Then V is equal to I into total resistance is what? G plus R, because G is the galvanometer resistance, R is the external resistance we connected. These two are in series. Series combination effective resistance formula is R1 plus R2. So this is what? G plus R. This we can write V is equal to I G R. You take it. This is I you no problem. Following so current same remains, so you take it IG, and this is plus IG R. Instead of that, we will make it simple. Instead of this, G plus R, you make it subjective. V by IG. Ask a question. We are interested to find R. So R is equal to V by IG minus G. So using this expression, the range of voltmeter we changes. Like ammeter, I explained the example. How did we change the range? I explained. Same, the voltage range we can change by using external resistance R. Clear? So this formula is R is equal to V by IG minus G. And next, voltage sensitivity. Same definition. There we have seen current sensitivity. Now here is voltage sensitivity. Voltage same. V is a voltage, phi is the deflection. V phi by the voltage deflection per voltage. Clear? So we have a equation. What is that? Phi is equal to NBA by K into I. I am dividing with the voltage both sides. Phi by V is equal to NBA by K I by V. So phi by V is equal to NBA by K. I by V is what? Resistance R. So this is voltage sensitivity formula. Now how it depends, how do we change voltage sensitivity? It depends on field and area, not number of turns. If you increase the number of turns, obviously resistance also increases. Resistance is depend on length. Number of turns increases, length of the coil increases. Length of the coil increases, obviously resistance increases. L and R directly proportional. If you make it double, resistance also will become double. So again 2 will be cancelled. If N you make it thrice, R will become thrice. Again 3 will be cancelled. So in voltage sensitivity, number will not decide. Number will not affect. Number of turns. Only it's B, A and K. Clear? And one more important point. Ideal ammeter and ideal voltmeter. Ideal voltmeter resistance is infinity. Ideal voltmeter resistance is infinity. Ideal voltmeter resistance is infinity. Ideal ammeter resistance is 0. Very important points. We will expect in 1 mark. Ideal ammeter resistance 0. Ideal voltmeter resistance infinity. And current sensitivity, voltage sensitivity, how do they depend on NBA by K? You need to write answers properly. And connections, voltmeter, to convert voltmeter, high resistance connected to MCG in series. To connect ammeter, small resistance connected in parallel. Understand?